never know. Like, you never know what people are thinking. You never know if you have enemies. You never know if someone's preying on your downfall, scheming on your downfall like that. And it's one of those things where you have to constantly think about that. You know, you have to, I choose my life over anything, you know?
You niggas see me with my family, nigga, they think I'm just out here lacking. You know what I'm saying? So it would be one of those type of situations. So where like niggas,
yo, I hear that just walking up to niggas in like broad daylight, like, yo, give me your chain. Like, I'm like, yo,
niggas try me on some. It be like every time
they try to take your jewelry or some shit.
I don't know, but it be like I be on shit, and I'm not where I'm from. We like sneaky criminals. Like in LA, it's like they bold. It's like they want you to know. They want to spark a conversation with you first before they get into some shit. Some of them might just go crazy. Like I know some niggas like that too. They might be on their sneaky shit too. But the majority of the times I got into some shit, it was like they just gave a drop up too fast. You feel me?
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Donnell Torres, and we back again with another video, man. And today, I wanted to touch on this topic. With everything that's been going on, especially in Los Angeles, for a while now, and with the recent passing of an artist that went by the name of PNB Rock, I kind of felt like I needed to say something about it. I've been busy the past few days, so I really haven't had time to like, make a video on it any earlier. But I feel like right now is a good time to still talk about this, just because this is an ongoing thing. It's not just, based off the death of this one particular artist. I mean, this is just something that it has been going on, throughout really the LA area. And not only that, but it's just certain things I wanted to touch on as far as like being an artist, living in LA, being flashy, different things like that. And this is kind of like my take on it, right? So when I first moved to LA, when I first moved to California, I got rid of anything that was the color blue, that was the color red, and I kept everything that was either black, white, or brown. Those are the only colors I kept on me. And I did that because, well, at the time I never lived in California. When I first moved out here, it was my first time visiting out here. So my first time visiting out here was my first time ever being in Los Angeles, and I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know what to expect. But what I did know was there was a lot of gang activity out here, and it was like I had to think ahead of the game because I didn't know what to expect. And that is a code that I lived by since I've been out here. And not only that, I mean, now I wear the colors, I'll wear red, I'll wear, obviously I'm wearing red now, I wear blue, but I had to know where I was at. And I think for this situation, it was a combination of not knowing where you're at and letting people know where you are, right? So I look at it like this, right? A lot of people want to blame PNB Rock's girl or baby moms, about what happened. And to some extent, I do agree, but you also have to think of it like this. Why are you in the hood with jewelry on? You're bringing attention to yourself. And that's kind of like my look on it, right? You have to look at it at all angles. Me personally, for one, I don't go to the hood. I'm not a hood guy. I don't need to go to the hood. There's no reason for me to go to the hood. And I do feel like he should have went to a different Roscoe's, because from my understanding, that location was deep in the hood. And it's one of those things where if you're deep in the hood, you don't got no security, you rocking all this jewelry. Hey, it's one of those things where you don't know what what's gonna happen, what you gonna expect. Hey, and my condolences to this man's family. He had a daughter, he was a son, a boyfriend. He had a family that cared for him, and it's a tragedy. It really is. It's a tragedy. And I just think that, we have to be smarter about how we move. And you have to coordinate. And this is not even for famous people. This is for normal people too. You have to coordinate how you move. Even for me, I coordinate how I move. I make sure, like, for example, like posting where I'm at. Like, if I post I am somewhere, if I ever do that, I don't post it until after I'm gone. I know that's common sense. A lot of people know that, but it for the people who don't know, like, if you're gonna post about where you're at or the location, make sure you're long gone from there. I don't want no one knowing where I'm at the moment. I don't want people just pulling up on me because they feel like it, or because they want to see me. I mean, you never know. Like, you never know what people are thinking. You never know if you have enemies. You never know if someone's preying on your downfall, scheming on your downfall, like that. And it's one of those things where you have to constantly think about that. You have to, I choose my life over anything, and everyone has to be on the same page with that. You have to think about these things, because if not, all it takes is one time. All it takes is one time, man. That's all it takes, and then it's all over. And it's interesting to me, because I just thought about something. Well, I thought about it earlier in the day, but I remembered it just now. A lot of LA musicians, rappers per se, don't wear jewelry. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but not a lot of the artists wear, like LA-based, California-based artists wear jewelry like that. Kendrick don't wear jewelry. Dre don't really wear jewelry. Snoop don't really wear jewelry. I don't think Nipsey wore jewelry like that. Ice Cube, like all these guys, I don't when I think about them in my mind, I don't think about them wearing jewelry. And that's interesting to me, because a lot of artists that are not from out here, they rock jewelry. They iced out and in the hood, and it's just like, you can't do that, because you're gonna be a target. And I understand people want to be like, oh, like, I'm not scared and da. But I mean, if you don't treasure your life, I mean, hey man, you can do whatever you want. We're all adults here. You can do whatever you want, but it's like, there's nothing wrong with thinking smart. Just because you're thinking smart doesn't mean you're afraid, doesn't mean you're a little bitch or anything like that. That doesn't mean that. You're thinking smart because you are trying to survive. This world is ruthless. This world is ruthless. People don't care. This shit crazy. It's wild. It's wild, man. And it's definitely a eye opener. You know, it makes me think a lot, man. It makes me think a lot. But you know, LA, I live in LA, and I will say LA is getting pretty intense. But it only gets intense if you make yourself a target. If you put a target on your back, then it gets spicy out here. But if you lay low key and you just chill and do your thing, then for the most part you'll be all right. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, I mean, you can't control what happens, but you can only do the best you can. You just have to make sure you do everything, keep everything low key. Don't be flashy. Don't do the most, and everything will be fine. But it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. And I was just watching, PNB Rock's interview with DJ Academics. I was literally watching it the day before he passed, and you know, all of a sudden he passed after he was talking about, you know, people trying to rob him and things like that. It's crazy. The foreshadow is definitely intense on that. And yeah, man, it was mind blowing. It was mind blowing. And you know, like I said, you know, my condolences to his family. All I got to say, fellow artists, you know, don't go to the hood if you don't have to, especially if you're not from there. If you're not from there, man, there's no point. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. There's no point. Stay out of there, you know, especially with jewelry on and you flexing on people. People out here hungry, man. They starving out here. They looking for any opportunity. Man, just stay away. Stay away from those areas and everything will be fine. You just have to you have to be smart and wise about how you move, because you know that could have been anybody, you know. So, you know, I say that to say this, and I'm gonna end it here. You know, be safe, you know, especially to my fellow LA livers. And you know, stay safe and stay focused, stay sharp, and everything will be all right. Anyway, man, that's my video for today. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the boy. You know what it is. And you know, stay true. Keep doing your thing. I'm out. Yeah. Let's go.